Hi, this is Tom Broussard. When I first started with my therapy, after a couple of weeks, I had been getting reports from her every week or two. I'd get a report saying, here's what's going on with you. You're doing better on this, not so good at this. But it always said that I was aware of my deficits. It always said that. And I didn't know what that meant. So I kept asking her, what does that mean? And she said, well, you're aware of your deficits, basically, aren't you? You really can't do these things, aren't you? And I knew some things, but I really couldn't understand the whole picture. And I kept asking, why does that mean what it means, this awareness of my deficits? And I wondered about that for a long, long time. And it wasn't until later that I began to understand that awareness is a skill not unlike the reading, writing, and speaking. As I was getting better, I wasn't aware that I was getting better, right? That came out later, and I'll talk about that later. But I was saving the evidence so that when I was able to be aware with the evidence later, I then could see that I was in fact getting better. But I was not aware that I was getting better along the way. So I had to become more aware, and that became, as it turned out, to be a skill. So I was thinking all along that I had these three horses, reading, writing, and speaking, and I couldn't do any one of these things. I began to understand that awareness is the fourth horse. And in fact, if you are in fact getting better with reading, writing, and speaking, but you're not yet aware of your ability to actually see the improvement over time so that you can see it, then in fact, that's a skill that you don't have. So you don't even know that you're getting better with the reading, writing, and speaking until that fourth horse finally leads the charge beyond the capacity of the skills of reading, writing, and speaking. And when that final point, which is what happened for me at 11 months, I actually felt that click in my brain that then allowed me for the first time to look at my diary, point at that, and say, who wrote that? That was the beginning of me understanding that for 11 months, as much as I was doing all this work, I didn't know that it was helping me get better. I didn't know it was therapeutic. And I sure didn't know that what I was doing was in fact getting improved along the way, because I was not aware of my deficits in a way that I could tell. The therapist could tell that I could see globally that I was improving, but I myself was still unable to be aware enough. So it turns out that you have four horses in the race of aphasia recovery. See you next week. Thanks for checking in. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.